Have a little Shamoke show brought to you by Nugenics. Now get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics Total T when you text 231-231 and enter the keyword fearless. Joining me today, I've got an interesting topic for you. Our lawmakers, our black lawmakers, have done something absolutely amazing. I don't know if you've seen this, but Lord have mercy, they've established a task force for hip hop. They're going to unlock the power of hip hop on the American public and use it as a political tool. This is so incredible. Let's watch Jamal Bowman and these other clowns talk about the power of hip hop.
So hold on for a minute. These Democrats that y'all been voting for all these years are gonna give you a hip hop task force on top of giving you some type of hip hop holiday where you can celebrate at the White House. Bring the money, pay the money. Reparations, pay the money. Y'all find these reparations for these migrants, and that money just seems to come up out of thin air. But you're gonna do more virtual signaling with a hip hop task force? Laughable at best, insulting at worst.
Hip-hop is not just music. It's not just an art form. It's a culture with a multi-billion-dollar economy, but we haven't harnessed the power of it yet to make transformative change in legislation.
The Black Music Action
Haven't harnessed the power of it yet, but it's been in existence for more than 50 years. Oh, you want to do it on a election cycle for the presidency? All right, let's continue.
Coalition is an advocacy organization that's committed to utilizing the cultural capital of Black music to influence the music industry and greater society on the issues of racial justice and equity through policy, philanthropic, and educational initiatives.
What you are watching is the maturation of the culture. You are watching us come together and take something that came from nothing, that came out of despair, that came out of being disenfranchised, right? It came out of a political system that used us, but we didn't use. Now you're seeing the effects of that culture growing up.
We know that hip hop builds bridges across our communities. And I'm thrilled to be part of a task force that supports that bridge building.
By focusing on congressional policies that safeguard the rights and interests of artists, producers, and fans alike, we will not only honor hip-hop's significant contribution to our cultural landscape, but also ensure that its vibrant legacy is preserved and respected.
Before they even speak. All that shit that they just said is a smack in your face. All that shit that they said was a smack in your face. I don't know what other way to put it. How silly does this sound? Hey, we're going to have a hip hop task force. Even saying those words, oh my, come on, y'all. Y'all can't not see this.
Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. You know, I got the first bill that I want to suggest for these guys. I want some twerk legislation.
There you go.
I want some weight restrictions placed on who can twerk publicly. I think, seriously, there should be some, if you're twerking and you're over 150 pounds and shorter than 5'4", there should be some sort of tax you have to pay. The twerk bill would be the first thing I hope this task force addresses.
That would be a good one, Jason. When I watched this video, it pissed me off simply because what type of legislation do we need for my coochie pink, my booty hole brown? What type of legislation do we need for bitch hoe? What type of legislation do we need for the music today? I'm not talking about the hip hop, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the music that we have today that we call hip hop that is dangerous for our youth to ingest. What type of legislation do we need for that? And I also get upset because the Democrats think that Black people are so stupid and controlled by symbolism that they'll cheer this on. But what's worse than the Democrats thinking that is that it's true. It's true. Black people are so caught up in symbolism. That's why we watched all the arguing and over the lift every voice and sing being sang at the Super Bowl.
Well, it's called Stockholm Syndrome. What was it? LBJ said, or maybe it wasn't LBJ, but it was one of them that said, you're going to own nothing and you're going to love it. And we're going to appoint your leaders. And at this point, in the Black community, the leaders are people like Jesse Jackson, he's pretty much worse than Joe Biden. You got Al Sharpton, which is paid by the Democratic National Committee. You got Charlemagne the God. He's paid by the Democratic National Committee. Because if he wasn't, he did an interview lately that said and he's not gonna commit to anything. Charlemagne, that is, the fraud. Because if he wasn't paid by them, he made a statement and he speaks negative about them, and then he won't commit to anything. And when he speaks negative about them, the person that interviewed him said, do they contact you? He was like, yeah. Why would they bother contacting you if they didn't have you in their back pocket? Because you step out of line every once in a while. You're not an independent. Charlemagne, Leonard McKelvin, whatever the heck your name is. This whole presentation is just a joke. If you can't laugh at something like this and then go be more serious with your vote or not vote, I don't know what to tell you.
Could not care less whether that song is a national black national anthem. I didn't care. That's why we saw Black people getting so hype about Juneteenth. That's why we saw them when they were talking about putting Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill, celebrating as if this was going to put more money in their bank account. That's why we saw them celebrate them taking Aunt Jemima off the syrup bottle and Uncle Ben's off the rice box, because it was symbolism. You know, it doesn't matter that the Democrats are ushering in a whole new voting block while we push degeneracy. It doesn't matter because we have this, Juneteenth is now a federal holiday. I'm so sick of Black people falling for the okie doke. And if they get mad that I called them stupid.
Here's what I've understood. Black folks love a good party. They love to celebrate. And if you can look at celebration as a party, that's what Black folks like to do. If you can get some symbolism from somewhere and it can be totally okay, it's a celebration / a party. And Democrats know that. Well, we're just going to throw something their way that they can celebrate, and it's gonna be a celebration / a party, which hence look at this right here. I'm sure this is a celebration of something, turns into a party, which is just sad.
Prove me wrong, because they'll go out and they'll vote for the same people year after year that do nothing but hand us symbolism.
I just wonder, from Bowman to the other guys and the ladies or whatever, it's like, can they think of nothing else to do? I mean, who has time for this? Like, there are serious issues being discussed or that are on the table, and we are passing laws, the Crown Act. You know, you get to wear your hair how you want to wear your hair to work. We're passing anti-lynching legislation 50 years after lynching went out of style.
Right.
And now we're gonna unlock the power of hip hop degeneracy on the populace.
Bunch
Who's
of
paying them
silliness.
to do this? Are these politicians really this stupid?
Give them something to celebrate.
And do they really think, because they're the ones that are saying, like, black people are so stupid, they're gonna see this as important and as, you know, some kind of progress, when it's actually the reverse. The more we celebrate a form of music that denigrates us, this is, how did we get here? That allegedly professional, educated people would listen to this music, call us the N-word, bitches and hoes, every other syllable, and it's like, hey, let's unlock the power of that. Let's mainstream that even more. This is a level of insanity that's unprecedented, and it goes back to, you know, we've been given over to a reprobate mind.
It doesn't matter. Just anything that is looked at as a celebration is a party. And black folks in America, if it's a celebration, it's a party, let's go. Nope, let's go. Oh no, let's just not, you know, families and all of those things. Nah. We ain't gonna do nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing. Give us something that we can celebrate and that'll make us feel good, and then you got our vote. Not me.
That's all I can think of. We walk so far away from God and we're so convinced of our own intelligence that we've gone insane.
Yeah, I think they are that stupid, and I think they are that controlled by skin color that they refuse to talk about the real issues. What power are we unlocking with hip hop? You know, they won't talk about fathers not being in the home. They won't talk about this whore culture that females are pushing and celebrating. They won't talk about the fact that our kids can't read. They can't do math. They won't talk about any of that. Instead, they'll just point to the white man being the oppressor and us being victims while they give us more of the same. And of course, they think we're stupid, because even down to the local level, I look in my own city. We continue to put people in office simply because we went to church with them, simply because, you know, we graduated high school together, not really caring what their actual policies are and what they plan to do. And I'm about tired of even saying the black community, because the black community neighborhoods around here that used to be black, they ain't black. And not because they didn't vote for Joe Biden, because they did, and they continue to vote for Democrats who don't have their best interests at heart. When it comes to talking about gentrification and complaining that people are taking over neighborhoods, the white people moving into these neighborhoods, putting Black Lives Matter signs in the yard and waving the gay pride flag, they're not Republicans. These are the same people, though, these evil white liberals that you keep looking to as saviors. And there's so many black people that have bought into that you continue to vote these same leaders who are going to push the same agenda that have black people looking crazy. That's why you look around, there are no real black communities anymore. We keep saying that, but they hardly exist because we don't have any shared values. I, for one, don't share values with these orangutans that I see. We don't have that anymore. We don't have where we're trying to actually push our people forward. All we have is skin worship. That's all we really have now. And it's taking us down. It's taking us out. And I can't see why people don't understand it or they don't see it. They refuse to talk about real issues.
I would love for the audience to hop in the comments and argue the other side of this. Help me understand how a hip hop task force in Congress is going to benefit any of us. Argue the other side of this, and trust me, I'm going to read the comments. Tell me how this benefits us. Tell me how me and Shamika are mistaken. Hop in the comments. I'll be there reading. Thank you for watching.
This is just the last brain cell. This is just the last brain cell. You don't understand how these Democrats are pandering to you. They're going to get up here and do a whole press conference and talk about a hip hop task force. Anybody. Tell me how's that going to benefit anybody. Nonetheless, you people that call yourself black folks, nonetheless, any of you. I don't call myself black. I'm brown. I ain't black. I don't identify with black. I'm not the same color as that shoe that I got over there. I'm not the same color as that couch I got over there, since we're talking about color. But anyway, tell me and make it make sense. How would a hip hop task force benefit anybody? And the first step you're gonna have to do is define hip hop. That's what you're gonna have to do first. So after you do that, tell me, how is a hip hop task force gonna benefit anybody? Are we going to go by what's so-called, air quotes, hip hop of today? Hip hop historically? What is hip hop? So define hip hop. Once you define hip hop, tell me how it benefits anybody, because it doesn't benefit anybody.